What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Basara 3! Alright, I didn't know if I was actually going to be able to make this video today because I lost my power. It was actually, it was snowing really bad, which it does not typically do in Georgia, and we lost power for a good 6 hours, something like that.
Ieyasu's heart still beats within his chest.
Yes.
God, Mitsunari, you're so angsty.
What has happened?
The Maeda clan now has good relations with Tokugawa. I had sent spies to work against such an event, but, well...
You mean the Maeda clan has formed an alliance with the Ieyasu?
Regretfully...
Yeah, we probably
my
could have
plans
seen
have
that coming a
failed.
mile away.
I beg your forgiveness.
Alright, so we have a couple different options here. We can fight Shimatsu, which I plan to fight later. I am not fighting Otomo Soren right now. I might fight him at some point later in the game, so unfortunately I'm probably going to go with Kanbe Kuroda, who is another new character for this game. So, as much as I typically like the Satsuma stages, where we fight Shimatsu, I'm just not feeling it from Mitsunari, so we'll hopefully show that off at some point before the end of this Let's Play. So, a couple of things I'd like to add for this video. While I was getting snowed in last night, I was watching, while we still had power at least, I was watching Basara Judge End. I'm sorry, not Basara Judge End, Basara the movie, The Last Party, while working on a Zoids model kit. And if that's not the most me thing I could possibly be doing, I don't know what is. Me being predictable as always. So, I was watching The Last Party again, and I noticed some things that I guess I had forgotten about that I wanted to clarify in terms of the story. So, I mentioned how Motochika and Mori were pretty much neutral in the conflict of Sekigahara and all that in The Last Party. This is actually not true. Motochika sided with Ieyasu at the very beginning in the movie. And so he made it very clear that he was going to fight for the Eastern Army and support Ieyasu. Mori was more so neutral. Like, we never actually see Mori make an alliance with Mitsunari on screen, but he does kind of show up at the perfect opportunity during Sekigahara to fight all of the armies that have kind of been condensed in that one area for that big battle royale sequence. But it appears that he's showing up as sort of a unwelcome guest, an unwelcome third party there to crash. He's an interloper there to crash the party. So, yeah, I was a bit mistaken there when I said they were completely neutral. But Mori was definitely more neutral than Motochika was. But again, it makes more sense for that story because Motochika had an arc in the Basara anime in Samurai Heroes Season 1, or Samurai Kings Season 1 and 2. And at that point, Mori had pretty much been defeated. Like, Motochika had taken Aki and had basically full control over the coastal territories. So, that was pretty cool. So, anyway, but in Basara Judge End, like I said, Motochika is essentially baited into believing that Ieyasu was going around and killing people in his native land because Mitsunari's men were putting flags down, the Tokugawa flag, in his territory, making it seem like he killed those people. And again, Motochika just falls for it.
You destroyed it so mercilessly.
They really made him out to be quite an idiot in Judge End. And then I guess I need to watch Judge End again, as much as I hate to say it, because I don't really remember what Mori was doing through the majority of that series. But I know he probably did not have a giant satellite laser cannon tank thing, the Archimedes Death Ray on wheels. But yeah, a couple other things too. Yeah, Keiji and Motochika joined Ieyasu at the very beginning, and then Yoshitsugu is talking to us here. Yoshitsugu, Mitsunari refers to him as Gyobu during the movie, and I'm not sure what that is. Maybe that's like his real name, and Yoshitsugu Otone is his clan name or something like that. I really don't know. They do that in the anime as well with Ieyasu, where they refer to him as Takechio in Season 1, and then Takeda Shingen refers to him as Takechio again when he shows up in the movie. Yeah, I'm not sure what the reason is for that. I couldn't find any historical evidence to support that. So, another thing I wanted to mention, credit to my lovely friend Jamie for this. She cited a source where you can actually find Basara Judge End in English. So they did dub it. They actually localized Judge End, and me and Cheyenne were joking around saying, oh, we didn't think that would ever happen. And I was like, well, here it is. You know what that means? I'm probably going to buy it just so we can riff on it. And inevitably, when I do that Basara retrospective series of videos that I wanted to do, I will have to talk about Judge End and how much we hate it. So that'll be a fun riff, definitely. But you never know. There might be some nuance in Judge End that I might appreciate on a second viewing, especially in HD, and with the English dub. We'll see if all the actors reprise their roles. I know at least Liam O'Brien has reprised his role as Ieyasu, but beyond that, I'm not sure. And then all the Japanese cast has always maintained their role in all of the games and all of the anime adaptations. It's always been the same voice actors in Japanese. Very similar to Fate in that regard. Like, they've never recast any of the cast members in Japanese, and I think that's just because of there's a little bit more prestige in those roles in Japan, and they have a little bit more loyalty to their characters, so to speak. But that could all just be assumptions. So anyway, that's all for Basara lore and news updates for today. Now on to the actual gameplay. So we're using Mitsunari's super art there a little bit to... not only does it have a powerful AoE attack, but it also can... it creates like a blast that tracks along the ground, so we can hit enemies at long range with it. So I'm using that quite a bit here to deal with groups of enemies in front of me. Using Depression there again, and... so the purpose of this mission, the purpose of this stage is to obviously defeat Kanbe Kuroda, but in order to get to him, we have to blast our way through the mines. So you'll notice on the map there's a particular sector where a unit will spawn with a bomb on his back, and we have to escort that unit alive to the barricade where the debris is. This is a very small map, and similar to like Kenshin's map or Magoichi Saika's map, there's a very strong possibility that you'll lose some of your command posts. So you have to watch out for those guard captains. I can't remember what the ones are called. The ones that are specifically meant to capture a command post. I'll figure out what they're called when I see one again. But there's a specific name for them, and you'll see them on the map by their little icon there, so you can see them on their way to try to attack one of your command posts. So you can lose those, which would be bad, and would definitely increase the amount of enemy reinforcements that can get in your way when it comes to trying to capture or trying to lead that unit alive to the where the debris has blocked the mines there. So it's very similar to a mission in Basara 1. I believe it was Hojo's stage in Basara 1, where you had to allow the bomb carrier to successfully get to the castle gate and blow it open, which was a little bit easier in Basara 1. That was one of those stages that I did over and over and over again during my test runs, and various different characters. I think during the Let's Play, at least, I know I did that stage during the Let's Play at least as both Masamune and Yukimura. I still kind of wish to this day that the Basara 1 Let's Play was more well received, because I had a lot of fun making that, and there were some other characters I would have liked to have shown off, mainly Shimatsu, and maybe Maeda Toshie as well. Yeah, a lot of those like staple Basara 1 characters that I haven't really shown off gameplay for, I never really got the chance to. But this game is going to be kind of bringing things back around full circle, because I tried just to show off the new characters when I did Basara 2 and 2 Heroes, and now that we're back in Basara 3, it's like we're upping the ante and we're going all out like never before, showing off new characters and old ones alike. So we'll have the three most influential new characters for Basara 3, and then we'll capstone the whole thing with the return of Masamune and Yukimura, which will be pretty cool. And playing as Masamune in Basara 4 is unfortunately going to be required as well in order to unlock Kojiro, because Kojiro is playable once again in Basara 4. So, but we have to complete this. We have to complete Conquest mode as Masamune in order to unlock him. There's also a couple other characters that are locked at the beginning of Basara 4 who I want to play as. So that's kind of giving me the idea to play Basara 4 on 2-player mode. Or maybe unlock some characters off screen. It really depends on what you guys want to see, but because Basara 4 is like the penultimate game in the series, I don't mind having a especially long Let's Play where we go over 40 videos in order to show off every character that I want to. But we'll see how it goes. The Conquest mode in Basara 4 only takes 6 fights instead of 8, so they toned it down a little bit, which I greatly appreciate. So it will not take us a full 8 fights to get through it like it did here in Basara 3 to get to Sekigahara.
You lose some.
Alright, so we finally removed all the debris. It takes like 5 attempts to do that, so it's very painstaking and long. We still have a little bit of the stage left to go. So if you'll notice here, a lot of Kanbe Kuroda's soldiers have actual, like, pickaxes and other various types of digging weapons. So I guess they are a group of mining, they're like a mining clan. You can see they have the pickaxes and everything here. Some of them do have pole arms and swords, but when you think about it, a pickaxe or an axe in general is not an ineffective weapon to have, and it wouldn't really take a whole lot of skill to use. So there's a particular YouTuber whose videos I watch who talks about historical sword fighting and weapons, and he talks about how, you know, if you were to give somebody a weapon who has no training or not a lot of strength, you know, what weapon would be ideal for them. And you know, sometimes a pole arm or even a one-handed axe is a good idea for that. But these guys, unfortunately, are not going to have good luck with their pickaxes, and this game is also anything but realistic. You have a character who never ties his scabbard to his body and swings his katana with one hand, and somehow it has like magic bullshit phantom damage that he inflicts on his targets. Like, it's that whole cliche of the samurai cuts something and then like a minute later the results of the cuts actually show up on the target. There's not really a name for that, as much as I wish there was. But Mitsunari is like the ultimate like parody of that, because his are so over the top that his slashes don't appear on things until sometimes hours later, in the instance of Masamune in the movie there. So we're fighting a bizarre drilling contraption called the Drillatron, and if that doesn't surprise you, or I'm sorry, if that does surprise you, then obviously you're new to Basara, because this kind of over-the-top stuff has actually been here since day one with some of the contraptions that Motochika has had. And it's actually quite tough, and when the drills pop out of the ground like that, when it's submerged, that can be an incredibly dangerous attack that's very hard to avoid. So we pretty much have to keep moving at a sprint. When it races up its drills out of the ground like that, it's a pretty good opportunity for it to attack it from behind, because it's not mobile, but you won't deal a whole lot of damage. I'm trying to use Vexation there on the individual drills as they pop up, but it's not really working too well. Okay, now that it's up, we can go around to the back and attack its silly wind-up propeller thing. I would laugh if it actually is like some kind of bizarre wind-up clockwork technology. Obviously, the 1500s, the Sengoku era, was well known for its advanced autonomous robots, like Hana Tadakatsu, but that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, but just like Motochika's contraptions, we can defeat this thing by hitting it in the butt on the little propeller blade thing it has back there. And I get it. Kanbe Kuroda is supposed to be like a miner, so. Yeah, this thing can be quite obnoxious to kill only because it takes so long to allow it to be exposed. So we have one more fight to go. Well, this is the last fight technically before Sekigahara, so the next video will be Sekigahara for Mitsunari. So we'll be finally taking out that evil Ieyasu, and he will finally atone for his sins.
What? That's all you got? That's it? Yeah, I know. It always seems to turn out this way for me. I'm positive my luck would be better. If only I didn't have this damn thing holding me back. I got a lot of pent-up anger I need to take out. And seeing as you're the only one here, you better brace yourself.
Alright, time for our boss battle against Kanbe Kuroda. So, he has 3 stars right now because, unfortunately, the 2 outposts or command posts at the very beginning there were taken back. And there's also one inside this boss area right here, similar to Magoichi Saika's stage. So we might be able to take that from him really quick. So he is blind, actually. That is sort of the gimmick with him. I don't really know what his historical relevance is, if anything. Man, he deals a lot of damage, though. I haven't really got a chance to play with him and see how he plays. It might be an interesting experiment to do, but he was definitely one of the new gimmick characters for Basara 3, so to speak. We saw him in the opening video, along with Tsuruhime and Yoshitsugu, Mitsunari, and Ieyasu. So he's sort of one of the new stable characters for Basara 3, but he doesn't really do a whole lot. He doesn't contribute to the story very much, and he was not in Basara the Last Party at all. He does appear in Basara Judgin along with Otomo Soren and Magoichi Saika, but again, he doesn't really do a whole lot. He's sort of just led around by that band of fools, and he constantly gets confused, and again, because he's blind, I guess that's the joke, is that he can't see, and that's kind of a one-note character. But he wields this, he's bound, his arms are bound, and so he wields this giant ball and chain that's attached to him. It's supposed to be weighing him down like he's imprisoned by it, but instead he's able to use it as a weapon. The normal one is just a solid black metal ball, but this one is an upgraded version, obviously, that shows like a massive boulder with spikes on it, which is pretty badass, honestly. So really not sure what he's capable of. He apparently can deal a crap ton of damage, and even though Mitsunari has gotten a lot of levels on him now, he's still kind of squishy. So he's running with pretty low health right now, so I kind of want to fix that before I attempt to finish off Kanbe Kuroda. He also has a full Basara gauge, which I don't want to mess with right now. Well, I guess my gauge is full, but I want health. There we go. There should be plenty enough to deal with him.
Dig deep, boys, and don't stop till the country is mine.
I've been meaning to find a new place. I should thank you for this opportunity.